Hey there, do you want to learn how to create macros using the macro recorder in MS Excel, that too with an example? If yes, then this video is absolutely for you. Do watch it without the fail. In this video, I'm going to show you a very easy way to use a macro recorder inside of MS Excel. I'll take you through the complete steps to create the macros using the macro recorder from scratch. And all this has been done using a very simple data, which will be very easy to recreate and understand. You can easily get this exercise file downloaded in your system using the link provided in the description of this video. So go ahead, watch this complete video, practice this concept in the exercise file provided to you and become the master of it. Hello everyone, welcome back to this Microsoft Excel tutorial journey with me on my Knowledge Factor YouTube channel. This is session number 144 and we are learning the Excel tools which can help us to automate the repetitive task in Microsoft Excel. So inside of Microsoft Excel, there are few different ways that you can go about creating a macro. Okay, so what I'm going to show up here in this video is perhaps the most accessible one, the easiest way to create macros inside of Excel. We are going to use what's called the macro recorder, where literally all we do is say record macro, and at that moment Excel is now going to start recording anything we do in the application. Anything you click on a button, you click on a cell, you click on a worksheet, anything you do inside of Excel will now be recorded. Okay, so Excel is busy writing down everything that you do. So let's try this out. We are going to record ourselves cleaning up this simple little table here. Alright, so step 1, I have got my developer tab here. It's active. So here at the top of my screen on the far left I have got the code section, and then there I'm going to go to the record macro. I'll give that a click. So this is going to open up my record macro dialog box with a little bit of input of our own. We are going to set up our macro, right? So first thing, I need to name the macro. So I'm going to call this format table. Okay, so now I do want to point out that there are some best practices to get into as you are creating macros. So one of them is no spaces in your macros name. Excel won't allow it. Excel says sorry, no spaces in the macro name, so just stay away from it. Okay, you could use maybe hyphens, that would work if you want to kind of simulate a space. Great, but no spaces in general. Now the next, you can give them the shortcut keys. So I want to time my macro to shortcut keys. So the next time I want to format this table, all I do is press, let's say J, I give it Control J. So I'll use J as my shortcut key. Okay, you want to be careful, you can't override system shortcut keys. For example, you would not want to use something like Control S, because Excel uses Control S to save your work, right? So don't use that here, otherwise it will lose its default action and it won't use for saving your work in the Excel anymore, right? So it will now run your macro if you will put here S. So Control J, that's what I'm going to use here. We get to decide where we are going to store the macro, or essentially where the macro is going to be accessible from. So in this demonstration, I'm going to store it in this workbook, meaning the active workbook that we are currently within, but we do have a few other options. Okay, I suggest looking into these other options here, but one of the most common ones is this workbook. Now we can also give it a description, something like simply this macro places, okay, so this macros places headers on the table and formats. Formats the data, that would be better. Okay, and so on. So you can write whatever description you want to write here for this macro recording which you are going to record. Okay, so this is not only for you, the creator of the macro, but perhaps for other people as well, the co-workers and so on, that are going to come in and take a look at your macro or going to work with your macro, right? So they should just come here and read the description and should be able to understand that what this macro is all about. Okay, so you put some type of description in there. Now that's it. Give it a name, optionally a shortcut key, where you are going to store it and where this macro going to be accessible from, and any additional note description that you want to leave behind. Okay, now I'm going to hit OK, but the moment that I hit OK, we are now recording. Okay, so Excel will write down everything that you do once you click the OK. So I hit OK, and once again I'm now recording. Okay, you can see up there on my developer tab, now button no longer say record macro, but it's saying stop recording. So I'm not going to click on it. Alright, so my first step, I'm going to insert a row up at the top of my list here. Okay, because I want to put some headers here. So I'm going to just click on the row number 1, and I'm going to use a shortcut key. I'm going to press Ctrl Shift plus. I'm using the plus key on the top of my keypad. Okay, if you're using it in the number pad, then you have to press Ctrl plus instead of Ctrl Shift plus. Okay, that's the only difference. But either method, or you can even right click here and insert as well, up to you. But remember, Excel just recorded that. It says, hey, they inserted a row up at the top, so I'll also insert a row at the top. Okay, so whatever means you use to insert the row, the same method will be used by your macro as well to insert the row. Okay, so now I'm going to insert some headers here. Well, we call this employee ID. We got last name, first name, department. We got email, we got extension, location, hire date, pay. Alright, so once again I'm recording this. Okay, so Excel is writing down all these operations, all these little steps I have just done here. Inserted a row, put in some text as headers. Now let's go back and format it. Let's grab those headers. So I go to my home tab and I'm just going to format them. So maybe I'll make them blue, give it a white touch, make them bold, a little bit larger, make it center aligned. That looks good. Okay, alright, so now I have got some headers. So now I also want to format the pay rate as currency. Okay, so I'm going to select that. I'll grab from I2. I just did the shortcut key Ctrl Shift down arrow, and it took me to the last record, jumped me all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to format that. So I'm going to my home tab. Underneath the number, I'm going to turn on the currency symbol. Alright, so I got the dollar amounts. Okay, and I want to format the dates as well. So let's grab H2, Ctrl Shift down arrow, all the way down to H38. I'm going to format that as a different date style. So I don't want the short date, I don't want the long date. I'm going to go down to more number formats, and I'll format this one using this date here. This looks good. 2 digit, 3 digit, 2 digit. Sounds good, right? I'll hit OK. And I have now reformatted my dates. Things are looking good. I think I want to make a couple of more adjustments here. I'm going to change the column width based on the text, length of the text. So I have just made them a little bit wider. Now once again, remember, everything I am doing here, Excel is recording it. Oh, I misspelled this data here. It's higher date, not higher data. Well, we'll see how to fix it here in a moment. I could fix it right now, but Excel would record it. It would write it down, that, right? That correction. Hey, they want to go back here and adjust that. So I don't want to make that thing happen. So I'm going to ignore that for right now, but we'll come back to it, and let's try one more thing. I'm going to click into my list, and I'm going to turn on the filters, data, and big filter tab. Now once again, Excel just wrote down that as well. So Excel might be thinking that, hey, not only did they add headers and format stuff, but they also turned on the filters. Alright, so we have now recorded a macro. Our next step, and a very important step, Once you are done, you performed all the necessary steps that you want the macro to do, you have to stop recording. So I'm going to go back to my developer tab, top of my screen, far left, I'm going to click on the stop recording. Very important. So I'm no longer recording now. Make sure you do that. You don't want to continue recording and go off and do something else like run your macro. Okay, so try to test it out because you are still recording. All right, so we have recorded our first macros. Congratulations for that. We are going to take a look at next how you can run this macro as well as edit the macro. Alright, so that's what I wanted to share with you today. One method to create the macro using the record macro feature. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this tutorial, and as I always say, if you really like this video and enjoying this journey, then please do like, share and subscribe my channel, and also press the bell icon to get the latest content update on this channel. Alright, then we'll meet up in the next session. In case you have any questions, any concerns, then do let me know in the comment section of this video. So see you in the next session. Till then, stay safe, have a great life, and take very good care of yourself.